Hi, welcome to RG Lecture. So this channel is dedicated to the students of physics, and this particular playlist of AC circuit contains all the videos which are a part of syllabus of graduation level physics. It can be BSc Physics, Physics Honors, Electronics, Electrical Engineering and many such courses. So consider sharing these playlists and videos into your college and class groups. Also join my Telegram group, link is given in the description. Hi, in this video we will cover the simple AC circuits, these three circuits which you are seeing here. In graduation level, the derivations of these circuits is not expected, but the working of these circuits is of course expected because these circuits are the basics. So those who are interested for the derivation part, I have covered here the derivation, okay, along with some experimental approach. So let's start. So probably this is again one of the basic video. So let's start. Okay, so previously I have explained the concept of phasors, and in the overview video of or the basics video of AC circuits I have explained the need, why we need the phasors or what is the main content of this chapter. So I will probably directly start with the topics. Okay, so let's start. Now AC voltage across a resistor. Now in books we draw this diagram in which there is one resistance, a resistor which you have seen in the lab in junior college, and then there is an AC voltage. In real life, can you do this? No, can you imagine taking a resistor, and what is this? This is representing our switchboard, AC supply. So will you take a resistor and directly enter it into the switch? No. In real life, we connect a circuit in this form. First of all, the voltage which we get at our home is somewhat 220 volt, we assume. So directly we cannot take a resistor and apply there. We use a step down transformer. So that our voltage will be reduced to some practical level. Okay, and then by using a step down transformer we connect a circuit, and this term is called as frequency generator, which I will explain in the LR and CR circuit, because first of all this circuit is never connected in practical life, because there is no practical application of this circuit. Okay, applications will be combination. For example, if I take this circuit and I take an circuit of an inductor, so then that circuit will be useful. Okay, so that is the reason I have not drawn the circuit diagram. This device here is called as CRO. So whatever equations we see here, the equation of current with the equation of voltage, we can see in the CROs. The life of a BSc student is almost spent with CRO in the lab, because every experiment needs CRO, so you can see the phase difference which we get. So these topics are actually a theoretical topics, but yes, in future videos you will see the applications also. Let's start. Now in BSc there are so many ways, in BSc or engineering there are many ways to derive these equations. What we have to find, we have to just find the value of voltage, we have to find the value of current, we have to find the phase difference, we have to draw a phasor, we have to draw the graph for each of the circuit. That is our simple sober aim. Okay, so you can start by supplying the current and finding the voltage. Few books will follow that method. You can start by supplying the voltage, finding the current. You can follow any method. Methodology does not matter. What matters is the phasor diagram should be correct, the graph should be correct. Okay, you follow any explanation, you follow anything, it is fine, just these things must be correct. So here I have written, I have applied the voltage, so that means I will find the current. Now again you follow any explanations. Few books will say by Ohm's law I can say E is equals to the IR. Few will apply the Kirchhoff's law and say E minus IR across this loop is 0, or simply few students will write we know that. Anything, it's fine. Okay, E is equals to the IR, and E is equals to the E naught sine omega t. Okay, and just I can I can reshuffle R there, and I know that here whatever will come will be similar to this equation only, and I also know that E is equals to the IR, so E by R will represent in my I. So if this is the peak value, then current will also be in the peak mode, because R is a constant. Right, when we were deriving the Ohm's law, R came as a sign of constant and V is equivalent to E only. Some books refer V as E, some book refers E as V, but both are same. So yes, this is the final equation. The derivation ends here. Topic ends here. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion, if E is equals to the E naught sine omega t, I is equals to the I naught sine omega t. So is there any phase difference between two? No. If I want to calculate phase difference, that will be omega t minus omega t, it is 0. So these are the final equations. If there is no phase difference, then my phasor will be in the, both will be in the same direction. Okay, E and I. So this is the phasor diagram. And talking about the graph, so both will be representing the graph of sine, but magnitude of the voltage will be greater than the magnitude of the current. Why? Because E is I times of R. So E is multiplied by R, whereas I is divided by R. So the graph with the big value will be representing the voltage, and the graph will be lower value will be representing the current. That's all you need to know about the AC circuit connected across a resistor. Let's talk about inductor. Inductor is nothing but wires coiled in a certain way. Again, you will need a CRO to do the experiment. Again, you will need a step down transformer, and you will need the frequency generator for few cases. Okay, this is the circuit diagram. Again, you can proceed by any method, any explanation, anything is fine. Let's apply our voltage. So what we have to find now? We have to find current, phase difference, phasor, and the graph. Okay, so by applying KVL, you can apply KVL, you can apply Lenz law. Okay, you can say simply, we know that because this is the expression of Lenz law only, right? This is the expression which comes from the Lenz law. E is equals to the L di by dt. Now we know that E is equals to the E naught sine omega t. Let us substitute in this equation. Okay, if you want to proceed by other way, you can simply, I can tell you the other way, but I have no issue. You can say let I is equals to the I naught sine omega t be the applied current. You can write E is equals to the L di by dt. Then you can simply take out derivative of the current, and the derivative of current will give you the value of voltage. So you can proceed from E to I, you can proceed from I to E, it doesn't matter. Mathematics doesn't matter so much. So here I have integrated, I can write dt here. I have just rearranged the terms, and by integrating I got this value. These terms are constant. Integration of sine omega t is cos omega t. Omega will be coming in the denominator. So this term is similar to what we do in the last derivation, right? E0 is equals to the I0 times of R. So E0 is equals to the I0. I0 is equals to the E0 by R. So this term omega L does the function of a resistance. I can see this from the vision of mathematics, right? I can see if this is my current, this is my EMF. So the term which will be in the denominator will represent it by resistance mathematically. And yes, we call this term as reactance. We call this term as reactance. There is a huge difference between the resistance and reactance, which I have explained in the separate video. Do watch that. Okay, of course resistance and reactance are same, and resistance and reactance are not same at the same time. So do watch that video. Okay, now let me clear everything here. So yes, this is my final equation. So I can write this as I0, and now to find the phase difference, I have to find the phase difference. Now whenever I need to find the phase difference, I have to compare two equations. Now when I have to compare two equations, then both equations should be in the same trigonometric form of sine or cos. So basically I need to convert cos into sine here. Now there are two ways. Cos of theta is equals to the sine of 90 minus theta also, in the first quadrant also, or cos of theta is equals to the sine of 90 plus theta also. In both ways you can do, right? Because both will give you cos theta only. So which method to choose? Now this is the confusion, right? So basically I have to keep my omega t term as positive, because that is my general equation. I cannot make general equation negative. So in whichever form omega t becomes positive, choose that form. So if I take here 90 plus theta, so what I see here, it is minus. So if I multiply the minus, my omega t will become negative, right? So I cannot take this form, but I have myself take the form 90 minus theta. So after getting multiplied by minus, my omega t becomes positive. So yes, I will take this form, and finally I get this as my final equation. Okay, and let us compare this with E naught sine omega t. So I can see my current lags behind the angle of 90 degree, omega t minus 90. Okay, so these are my final equations, and if I want to draw the phasor, my E will be in the y-axis and I will be in the x-axis, and this will be my phasor, because E is equals to the E naught sine of omega t and I is equals to the I naught sine omega t minus of 90. So E leads I by 90. And if I want to draw the graph of this, so E will represent a sine graph with a magnitude larger than I, and I will represent a cos graph starting with minus. Okay, so I will start with minus and will represent my cos graph. Okay, somewhat this will be the nature of the graph. This is a rough representation, but it will be the cos graph starting from minus value. Okay, so you can see what is the difference between the phase. So suppose at this point I is in minimum, it is 0, but you can see E here is maximum. Okay, so in the same way, this is the impact of the phase difference. Okay, so let's study about the other circuit, AC voltage across a capacitor. Again, let us apply this voltage. We know that V is Q by C. Q is equals to the integration of I d naught, I times of dt, right? I can write this as, and simply instead of V I can write the whole term, because it is V is equals to the only, and let's integrate this term. Okay, let's differentiate this term. Okay, by differentiating this term, what I will get? Dq by dt, and that is only I. I have to bring I in this equation, right? I have V, I have to find the I. How I will come? If I derivative this term, so then I will get the I in my RHS, right? So simply differentiating this term, I will get this. Take out simple derivative, follow the same steps, you will find everything. Again you decide whether you take 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta. Only omega t should be positive. This is the term. This is my final equation. Again, you can see current leads by 90, right? My voltage was E naught sine omega t, but current is plus 90. So this can be the phasor where I is 90 degree ahead. Also this can be the phasor if we want to compare it with inductor. Okay, in books we use this because usually we compare inductor by capacitor. So this is the phasor diagram, and the graph, my voltage will be represented by this, and my current will be represented by simple cos starting with this point. So magnitude will be less, and this will be cos graph. So here I must end this video. So I hope you understood the concept. In capacitor, voltage lags. In inductor, voltage leads, right? Voltage leads by 90 degree, and in resistor, both are in the same phase. This is actually a part of class 12, but in BSc you may require this as a basic. Okay, so we have completed all the 3 circuits. Do share these videos and the playlist in your class groups of BSc Physics. Support this channel. Okay, this will motivate me to cover the tough topics like quantum physics, statistical physics, and so on. See you in the next video.